Well, good morning, everybody. This is dear Mama Sal on a beautiful, be it overcast Monday morning. For those of you who are waiting for the weather report, it is 9 degrees. 9 degrees here in southern British Columbia, which would make it 48 already, which is not a bad start to a spring day. I have no complaints about that whatsoever. However, I have, as you can see, taken the precaution of wearing my raincoat because it just looks like it could do. I think the word to describe today's weather would be changeable. You're not really 100% sure what it's going to do. I also have, a fairly mid-range, if you can say, jacket on today, so that sometimes what I find is when the weather is changeable outside, the weather inside the office is also changeable. You're never quite sure what it's going to do, whether it's going to be too hot or too cold. So I've allowed for all possibilities here. I hope you all had a wonderful weekend and that life is treating you well. I know that a lot of people, well, not a lot of people, but a couple of people have got parents that are not doing too well. Namely Leah and Kerry's mums are struggling a bit at the moment, so we wish them well. And it's Jerry's birthday. For those of you who know Jerry from the broadcasts, it's his birthday today, so we wish him a very happy birthday. I must say that it was lots of interesting things happened over the weekend, and I always find it fascinating. Perhaps the sad thing for some of us is that our much-loved Oz from Australia is off on vacation, and an extended vacation. So he came to say goodbye, and we got to say bon voyage, because we're not quite sure if or when we'll ever hear from him again. He's on his way on an incredible trip from Australia through to, I believe, Thailand, and then from there through to South Korea, I think, and then all the way overland back to Europe. Wow. What a trip of a lifetime. So what I said to him, if you find yourself, say hi to us, because, when you're doing a trip like that, you certainly get to know a lot about yourself. I personally know that at this age, I could not do that trip. As somebody once said to me, my idea of that sort of trip now is the Mandarin Hotel without room service. In other words, I'm too aware of my luxuries today. So, but having said that, we obviously wish him an incredible trip. And there was really some level of sadness when we realized it could be months before we hear from him again. And he promised to send us updates from the front, so to speak, so I hope that we do, because that'll keep us in touch. That'll be really important for me and for a lot of other people too. So I was wondering, seeing as Oz was talking about his vacation plans, and some of you know I'm counting down now, sort of 25 days to go until my vacation. Were there any of you got any nice vacation plans for this year? Anybody doing anything that either fills their heart with joy, or else, it's like, wow, I've always wanted to do this and I'm going to do it this year. So any bucket list things that are going on, let us know. It's always nice to hear what people are up to. I really have to also, after the weekend, thank Glenn again for the work that he's done. He's really made it possible for us to take live video on the Vaughan calls so that we have like co-host facilities, which is great. Really pleased about that. And I also thought it was wonderful to that he has been working on the website, and we're about to do another upgrade to it. I think that's going to happen today. So slowly. I have to smile in a way because, it's funny when you start this process of becoming a YouTuber, and many of you have, you don't realize how it's a never-ending, ever-evolving piece of work. In other words, that you literally are constantly upgrading, constantly improving, hopefully, and becoming more of a unit. I found it really fascinating that one of the things we were able to do with the website, and I'll get a chance to look at it this evening, but one of the things I think we've been able to do is to clean it up a bit in some ways, and that would be really great fun. Just to have it a more neat and tidy than it was. I'm trying to see if I can remember half the news, but of course on the good news, in case anybody doesn't know, Jenny Jen had little Amelia, and she was a bouncing, very healthy, I understand, 8 pounds 6 ounces is what I heard, and that's a fair-sized baby for anybody, but for little Jenny Jen, who stands knee-high to a grasshopper to start with, that was really quite something. So I'm hoping that everything is well, and my thoughts and prayers go out to them, and that they hopefully got enough sleep beforehand. I'm trying to remember the other news. We had a lot of news this weekend. So I found out from Erin that the appointment that she's got on the 8th will be with a new doctor to try and assess everything, which would be hopefully a step in the right direction. So, generally things are going on. I will remember eventually and add updates as I go along. And for those of you who like the updates, please visit us on Dear Mama Sal's Facebook page, because that's where I'm inclined to do all the updates for people. So if you're somebody that likes to be part of the keeping up with everybody's stuff, that's where you'll look. So I'm hoping that this is going to be a very nice, peaceful week. I have until tomorrow, midnight, my time, to book my ticket to Vegas. I made a commitment I would do it by the end of the month. I'm trying not to leave it to the very last moment, but there's part of me that goes, I feel, no, I'm going to really make that my priority for tonight after I've been for my walk. Oh yes, the walk thing. That was another thing that came up this weekend, was that Alice challenged me to walk before I went to Vegas, to start walking again. So what I said was I would go out walking 3 times a week. And owing to the fact that I've got think I committed to going 10 times before vacation. I've done 2 already. And I've lost a pound. So something to be said for it. Now, whether I've lost a pound for other reasons, I don't know, but I have actually lost a pound. So the question is, can I do more than 10? Yes, the answer would be, of course I can. Will I? I don't know, but I committed to doing 10, so the more I can get caught up on that one, the better. Because we all know that discipline is not always my strong suit. Some days I'm really good, but I fade. So anybody else that knows they could do with a little bit of exercise in their life, feel free to join along, and please let me know that you have done it as well. I always say to people, don't think you've got to do 3 hours of exercise. See if you can get outside for 10 minutes. The whole trick is to get outside the door. The trick is not 3 hours of exercise. The trick is get outside the door, get some fresh air, get your body moving, get the muscles moving, get the blood pumping. 10 minutes is better than a lot of stuff. You do 10 minutes 3 times a week, you're going to be a lot better off because your muscles will be moving. They say that it's about movement, not about energy. If the weather is too bad where you are, start cleaning out the garage for 10 minutes a day, but really go at it. Use a bit of energy, lift and stretch. And I'm going to make that my commitment. If it's really bad, if it's raining really. I was out in the rain yesterday, which was a little bit risky for me because of this chest cold that I'm just getting over. But I decided not to have the excuses. But if it's raining tonight when I get home, I believe that I will go down and start tidying up my garage carefully. I don't want to break any nails now. So, there are lots of things you can do that constitute exercise. And I suggest don't do anything normal like regular housework. Do something that you haven't done. And that way you get a double whammy reward out of it. I can't believe I ever used to be able to get a car inside my garage. Do any of you relate to that one? When I first moved, I used to be able to get my car inside my garage. Now it's difficult to get human beings inside it. I've got to start throwing things away. I haven't got to. I choose to start throwing things away. So on this week's shopping list, because it's Easter week, right? This weekend coming up. This week's shopping list is, hang on, I'd get the ticket, and then the next thing is a swimsuit. I'm doing it in order of importance to the trip to me. In other words, I really want to get a new outfit if I can, of some sort, just for the fun of it. But I really do need a swimsuit because we're going to spend some time next to the pool, or in the pool, hopefully. It's going to be warm enough for that. And so I really... Okay, hang on a second. Okay. There are other uses for a scraper. I've got one of those scrapers with a brush on the end for scraping off the ice, and my Kleenex box went for a little scenic route around my car there. So I suddenly thought, but if I could grab my scraper, I could probably stick it inside and bring it up, which I did. Works brilliantly. All right. I got triggered this weekend. That surprised me. It was one of those moments, I'm certain we all get triggered different times, different things. But somebody said something that was really quite normal, and I got triggered by it, which surprised me. So obviously I am a little bit sensitive. So I'm going to take it very easy this week in terms of the arguments and stuff. I really believe that I'm overdue for this vacation. I am very tired at a lot of levels, and that's why I got caught on the second cold and, you know, all those sort of things. It's just my body is really quite tired. So I am really looking forward to getting that break. The other thing is I'm going to get an Easter break, which also will be wonderful. I'm looking at one of the small Jeeps, you know what I mean, the sort of Jimmy, riding in front of me, and it's been through better days, let's put it that way. Its back windshield consists of a black garbage bag, and part of the canopy is held together with duct tape, so obviously something has happened to it in its time. It's sad, because the rest of it doesn't look that old. So I don't know what happened. Anyway, I am hoping that you all have a wonderful, wonderful week. I am hoping that your life's journey, I'm going to sort of relate it back to Oz going on vacation, that you all have a bon voyage on whatever your next journey is in your life, and that you will do something that makes you happy. And even if you take a little mini 5-second vacation, five-minute vacation during your day, if you can, do that. Maybe light a couple of candles, go take a nice hot bath. Make that a 20-minute vacation. What a nice idea. I should not think about that while I'm driving. I'll probably just drift off to sleep. This is dear Mama Sol saying have a wonderful day. Look after one another. Remember to pay the good things forward and to leave the bad things behind. They're not any good to you anymore. This is dear Mama Sol saying bye-bye for now.